warm welcome to all of you. Thank you for joining this BAF Parihara session, Electricity Matters, covering a variety of subjects on electricity. So today is the 13th September. We had about 70 plus registrants. We have, not all of them have joined, but we are getting started. Today's agenda is we'll briefly cover about BAF Parihara, introduce today's panel, and the agenda, like I mentioned in the previous opening slide, are the following 6 of them. Transformer maintenance, about BESCOM, about EV charging, rooftop solar, energy efficiency, followed by question and answers, which is first we'll go to the registered questions and any other questions relevant to the topic of today. That's the sequence we will follow. So during the course, if some new thoughts come up, please put it in the chat window. We'll take it up towards the end. If you have any questions or thoughts, please put that. We do not want to use this platform to share any promotional material. Please desist from sharing any promotional material or advertising material. Thank you. I'll go to the next slide. Okay, BAF is by now about 1,393 apartments, residential communities across Bangalore and Greater Bangalore.
I'm not able to hear, Satish. Are you talking now or just kept the slide?
No, it is perfectly audible.
We can hear.
Yeah, we can hear.
Sorry, who was not able to hear? Was it Satish who said not able to hear?
No, I think
Satish.
Suraj, I think you might like to recheck your speakers because we are all able to hear.
Satish, you're not able to hear?
It is not Satish. It is someone Suraj.
Yeah, we all can hear.
Suraj,
please go ahead, Arun. Please go ahead.
Okay. Suraj, kindly check your settings, system settings, please.
I think he has dropped off.
Yeah. So these almost 1,400 member communities, we've split them into 31 geographical clusters across Bangalore and Greater Bangalore. We are now approximately 300,000 plus households, which translates on an average about 1.2 million residents and 1.5 lives that we impact in some way or the other. We are governed, BAF is governed by an elected governing council and an executive council. Today's participants, have come, at least the registered participants have come from 25 of those 31 clusters, which is a good number. Just give me 1 second. Ammu. So we've been doing many Parihara sessions in the past and many programs in the past. Some of you may not be familiar, so I thought for the benefit of all of us, I will take you through some of these. And we do it on a variety of subjects. Coming soon on, on the top 2 are one, there is a River Experience Center walkthrough where we'll be talking about the condition of our rivers in the Bangalore city. There is another program coming up soon called Apartment Governance Essentials. This is an ongoing program. It's a partnership between BAF and IAMB. This will be an in-person session. Today's session is a virtual session, Electricity Matters. We've also done, many in the past. Challenges receiving CFO for STP. A GST masterclass between BAF and IAMB. A plumbers training program is an ongoing program. We keep doing that routinely. The next session is getting scheduled and will come up soon. We had a session on water tariff hike by BWSSB. And another ongoing training program is the fire safety training program. Next one is coming up soon. And during the summer, we In summer break time, we held a few programs on specifically on water. One was a water quiz. A lot of children participated. Then wastewater management in terms of segregating gray water and black water was conducted. Many of these are available on our BAF YouTube channel. I'll show that also. Another session was on rainwater harvesting and groundwater recharge. One was on waste management policy and its impact on property tax. And then the first apartment governance essentials was held. Then there was, we brought the BWSSB chairman to Bellandur and to Whitefield actually. The second one was Whitefield and the first one was Bellandur. We had done a similar program as today on the 1st of February also, and that was in collaboration with BESCOM, where it was a hybrid session where the leaders were at the BESCOM office and it was conducted virtually for the members. We've done another session on income tax matters, subject of income tax matters and, notices received. We had done one rooftop solar implementation case study. There was a lot of discussion around the e-Khata by BBMP. On that, we conducted a session addressed by the Special Commissioner Revenue. We've done orientation program on an ongoing basis, and so on and so forth. You can see that, we are continuously providing valuable information interactively and topical relevance of the day. So we will continue to do this. Please stay tuned. This is a link where you can ongoing basis check and see if there are any new programs. And we publish this also on our cluster network. So you can ongoing basis check this link to see if any are available, or when we send the push communication, you can click and join. For today's electricity matters subject, we have our president of Bangalore Apartments Federation, Satish Mallya, himself addressing all of us. And each of you have registered the questions, concerns, or points that will be taken up. Partha Kundu is also a fellow governing council member. He is going to moderate those questions along with Satish Mallya. Partha himself is an expert in the energy space, so he will be conducting today's session. Like I mentioned, this session is getting recorded and it will also be published on the YouTube channel. We will send it once published. We will send a communication by email on the YouTube link so that you can access it. But even otherwise, anyone can go to the BAF YouTube channel and see the past recordings. I hand over further to Partha Kundu. Thanks a lot. And just before that, I want Satish on the screen and Partha on the screen, please.
Hi.
Yeah, there's Satish. Yeah. Hi, Satish. Looking forward to this session. Partha, are you there?
Yes, hi. I'm not very sure whether you're able to see me.
No, your light in the background and yeah.
Okay. Yeah, hi.
Are you there, Partha?
Welcome all of you.
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. This is much better, Partha.
Okay.
Okay, let me go back to the slides, Partha. I'll take you with the slides. You take up the subject matters.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, we can see a lot of participants have joined in the meantime, about 46, right? So, which is great.
Right, wonderful. Shall I go further, Partha?
Yes, please. Thank you. So yeah, So what we have done is we have seen the flavor of the questions coming in, your queries and questions, concerns as well, and kind of categorized them in different buckets. So we have taken the most popular buckets and then gone further. So a lot of questions were on transformer maintenance, like who is supposed to do the maintenance, and what is the protocol, how often should it be done, and questions and like that. So one basic stuff is, I think it's BESCOM has clarified that all the modern or the rather recent installations which are with dry type transformers will be maintained by BESCOM, but the oil type transformers would still have to be maintained by the respective apartment associations, but as per the guidelines laid down by BESCOM. So that is what it is. BAF has also requested BESCOM to give an SOP, which is awaited. But yeah, when I would request Mr. Satish Malia to kind of clarify on, because he had a meeting recently with KERC and BESCOM regarding that, right? So if you could please add some thoughts to it.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. Just want to update on the KERC. So KERC is very clear, and let us go back one step. The transformer is purchased by the builder, hand over to the BESCOM. So now the asset is with BESCOM. So technically, they have to maintain it. So that was our stand with BESCOM as well as KERC. BESCOM told us saying that they have an issue of maintenance because they don't have capacity to do it. And KRC was very clear saying that since it is owned by transformer by the BESCOM, BESCOM has to do it. So that is going on last several years now. So, but now KERC has yet to impose them saying that you have to maintain it. But BESCOM, meanwhile, when we approached, they said they don't have resources to maintain the old type of transformer, which is oil-filled transformer. But they can do dry type of this thing maintenance. Whichever it is, unfortunately, BESCOM is not doing anything. I think we are only maintaining it. So going forward, I think this is one of the things we have to take it up with KRC again. And fortunately, or our good luck, I think I am there as an advisory committee in the KRC now from August 1st. They are given a seat for the BAF. As a BAF member, I'm there for the KRC. I think hopefully the KRC will push it as a SOP, they should do and what BESCOM should do, what apartment should do. So going forward, I think we will impose them saying that no, BESCOM should maintain it either for a fee or whatever way they can do it. But they are very clear, BESCOM now saying that they cannot maintain oil-filled transformer. They can only do dry type of transformer.
Great, thank you. Going on to the next point.
I had a question on that. Can I come in?
I think if you could type in the questions so that we can take in all the registered ones and then we could go on to the question, further questions so that we could complete everything as planned and yet being able to answer your question, follow-up question on that. Yeah.
Shall I go to the next slide?
Yes. So I think also on the periodicity of maintenance is also as per the SOP of BESCOM. So that is also answered.
No, sir. I think periodicity, see, it is some question I can see it's 1 year or 2 year. There is no periodicity actually. It depends on the condition of the moisture and other thing in the thing. But since it is done by a vendor always says that no, every 1 year you have to maintain. So that is the stand of the BESCOM also. There's a reason, exact reason we told BESCOM, why don't you give a SOP? Well, now there is no officially any SOP, which KRC also told to BESCOM saying that no, you give an SOP to the apartment community so that they know what it is. Instead of the vendor utilizing this opportunity to make it every year service and other things.
Right.
Because summer mostly the oil filled one, oil top up we have to do, but most of the cases vendor suggested by the BESCOM will come and replace all the oil every year and no, he charge a bill to you. So that is not the right practice. So we know what is the right practice, but BESCOM has to come out with an SOP, what they should do.
Yeah, one question was, I think, Satish, as to who should pay for it. And since BESCOM probably has the budget for it, should we ask for a rebate on the bill basis, whatever an individual apartment spends on the maintenance? Because it's quite a bit. As far as 500 kVA, I'm told it is like 30,000.
Yeah. So as on today, the dry type of transformer only they are supposed to do. They have a mobile unit which will go and do the maintenance, like what they do in the normal transformer in a street, oil field transformer, right? So they are supposed to do it free of cost. But of course, in BESCOM, nothing will happen free of cost. So there's a cost involved with it, or whatever it is. So we have to pay that. But we also told in the SOP for the all type of transformers, please specify what is the fees to be paid to BESCOM or a vendor.
Great. Okay. Thank you. Arun, could we go on to the next slide, please? So these are all BESCOM related questions, apart from the main transformer pieces, that is. One is, I think these are, some of them are individual, apartment related, like if there is any maintenance, and now they might be seeing more frequent outages. So can we not have a prior notification if the park shutdown is going to be more than 1 hour and stuff like that? And also how to transfer meter from owner to association. So that's another question. So any thoughts on that?
So these outrages, I think if you as a consumer register your mobile number, I think SMS is coming. For apartment, if you are registered in your consumer thing, your number or any committee member number or a manager's number, definitely you will get a SMS in your area. That is a practice is followed. And if you are an individual house, normally you get it, correct? So because you will be registering your name, your mobile number for the bill. So in this apartment case also, you have registered your somebody's name. So he will be getting definitely this SMS, and that is a practice they follow. I don't think there will be any problem there because there's an outsourced agency managing all this. So I think if you are given that your mobile number, you should get this SMS in your area. Any outrages comes.
Right.
And what was the second question?
How to transfer the meter from owner to association? So that
Yeah,
was.
there's a process. I think if you visit BAF website, there's a knowledge paper available. It is a simple process. I think now past 2 to 3 years, it is online also, and local AW only has to do it. But only thing is, in for apartment point of view, you require a NOC from your builder saying that the builder meter has to be changed to your name. So that is a simple process and not much expense also. Of course, there will be delay in online. So if you go to the office, maybe you can do it faster. But it is an online process now.
Right. Thank you. So we have a question from
One more add-on to the point.
from Shobha Garnett, is that how to avoid additional expenditure out of BESCOM electrical systems audit. So I think electrical systems audit, whatever the observations are, those have to be mitigated. I don't think we can do anything to kind of, avoid it, because those are from a safety perspective as well, right? As well as operational perspective. So I'm not very sure. So these audits are done, yeah, as Gautam has rightly said, they are done by CIG, not by BESCOM, right? So those things have to be kind of, mitigated in terms of risks, whatever they flag, I guess. Right, Satish?
Yeah. CAG only the agency to do the
Correct.
every year it is every year, but some of the cases they never visits. So it is our duty to call them. And some of the smaller apartment they never visited for years. So that is not our fault. But every year they're supposed to do it. I think bigger apartment they are visiting and checking the transformer lift and XYZ, even including DG, I think. So I think there's a regular process every year. It's not a license; it is just an audit, and definitely they'll be charging you for that inspection charges. That is every year.
Right. Okay. Then we have, those are rooftop. We'll take it under the rooftop. Professor Rajgopal has asked, this is more of a, I think, very specific question related to South City.
Partha, can I
Whose
come in?
responsibility it is to,
I have
we will
one
come to
question
any
on the
subsequent
previous
If you
question.
can type in your
No, previous to
in the
Satish, I
chat
want to
box, it
say.
will help us to kind of
No,
take
I
that
want
up.
it to be taken up in.
Yeah. So Professor Rajgopal has asked about whose responsibility it is to upgrade highly deteriorated HT lines, overhead lines, which have been built by the society and handed over to BESCOM some 20 years back. So I think that's a very specific question. Any thoughts on that, Satish?
No, I think better Professor Rajagopal can speak about it, and so that we'll get clarity for others also, because every apartment is different. Some people
Yeah.
use HT connection, some people use LT connection.
No, no.
So
Ours
different
is
way.
LT connection only.
Yeah.
Only that from the substation to the transformer, which is the ST to LT transformer. Way back when the systems were built, it was a overhead transmission from the substation end to our transformers. Now these overhead transmission lines lead to a lot of disruptions, squirrels and so on and so forth. And second is, there is an additional problem of, though it has been built and transferred to BESCOM by South City, but that substation is being used to service other areas outside South City. It is not exclusive to South City. And when the load distribution has to be changed from one line to another, one feeder to another, etc., because of external reasons, they switch. And during that time, these overhead transmission lines get snapped. And every time this takes about 2-3 hours for them to come and restore and all that, and heavy expenditure on diesel. So they are saying, please replace the overhead transmission with underground cabling. Now we said, all over the Bangalore and state, you are doing it on BESCOM account. Why are you asking us to bear it after 20 years of handing over the asset to you? That's a question.
So simple it is. What I mentioned for the transformer case also. This case up to transformer, it is the BESCOM, because BESCOM has taken over the transformer, right? So they call it
They're
point.
not refusing to do it.
Yeah. No, I'll come back to that. So it is a point of supply, correct? Now, up to that, they are responsible. Whatever is there from the transformer, no, that's the substation to transformer and up to transformer is their responsibility. So, and there is I think, a High Court judgment or something on this, saying that over a period of some years, you should convert the overhead lines to the underground lines. In that context, BESCOM has to do it in your case. So BESCOM, you have to keep on writing saying that there's a safety issue and other issue, because definitely there's a court judgment on this, saying that underground lines they have to bring in, okay, and for the street in the Bangalore. So I think if you keep on writing to them, or we can take it up to director technical BESCOM. Once you write to them, to the lower level like AWE or superintending engineer in your area, if they're not able to respond to you, then we'll take it up to director technical. I think they will give instruction to them, or even we can write to KERC also, because it's a BESCOM responsibility to change it. And for safety reason, there's a High Court judgment also saying that you should convert these overhead lines to underground lines.
Thank you.
Right. I think we are done with this, except for one piece, which is, I think, LT2A load enhancement for common area meter. How do we go about it? So that's a specific query from Aditya Springs.
No, load enhancement depend on your load requirement, peak load. I think they will enhance. Suppose tomorrow I have only 90 kilowatt and they want to make it to 100. If you give an application, I think they will do it. Depend on the category, in the sense LT or HT, there are different officials has to do it. So for LT specific, now in this case, I don't know what is the enhancement they are looking for. If enhancement is below 17.5 kilowatt or something, local AWE can do it. Okay. If it is more than that, there is a hierarchy. So if it is, suppose tomorrow you want to enhance by 100 kilowatt, then it has to go to HO. So there is a difference between the smaller load enhancement and the bigger load enhancement. So it all depend on what you want to enhance and how much you want to enhance. Is it answered the question? If anybody is there from that?
Yeah, I guess so. Vivek from Aditya Springs, are you here on the call? I don't think so. Right. Okay. So we'll go to the next one, Arun, which is
Can I?
on EVs.
Somebody was asking some question.
Yeah, I put a question in the chat. I think it's coming as echo.
Santosh, there's a lot of disturbance when you're talking.
And Santosh, please leave it on the chat. We'll bring it up. If Vivek is there, then let Vivek bring up his for follow-up question, please. Santosh, we'll come back to your chat in some time.
Right. Okay. So on the EVs, so suitability of EV at the basement with individual connections, pros and cons, whose permission we have to take, is BESCOM permission required? Is it allowed for? So these are common flavors which are coming. One is whether residents or rather owners allowed to take individual connections up to their designated parking in the basement. So these are some common points which have come across. So I think there has been some new updates on the EV charging thing, right? Both from KERC as well as from BESCOM. So Satish, would you like to talk about that?
Yeah, I'll talk about overall EV scenario. EV is one of the separate cell they created long back in BESCOM. It's one of the ESCOM all over India, not to go into EV. So EV policy was very long. I think 2018 started. So BAF also involved in some of the things from last 4 years. I think 2022 onwards, we were part of some discussion with for EV. Majority of the issue what we are facing in apartment is that people want to have an individual EV connection or EV charging infrastructure from their meter. Practical point of view, there is a panel room in an apartment, and panel room to a parking lot maybe long, or it will crisscross others parking lot. So there is a safety issue. Okay, so this is the challenge we have in apartment, because technically speaking they can take it, but then are we as a management committee responsible for safety approvals, giving NOC to this individual charging was a question mark. So we taken up this with BESCOM, and BESCOM said that we don't have any policy like that, and why don't you talk to KRC? And unfortunately, KRC also was not able to take any decision. We wrote to MOP, which is Ministry of Power, and I think last year, 2024, somewhere around, they have come with a clear guidelines for new guidelines for the apartments or group housing societies, they call it. It says that whether you will go, the association will go for individual parking lot connection for EV infrastructure or a common, depends on the majority of the owners decides. It means that you have to call for an AGM, propose it, saying that what is you would like to do as a community. I'm talking about this, all talking about the old apartments, not existing. New, there is a law, new 250 kilowatt and above, if it is there, you should provide a common chargers that is there for the upcoming any new apartment. But I'm talking about existing apartment. Now what is the law is, you have to have an AGM and decide whether you have to go for individual or for a common. So then question comes from MOP saying that it is left to KRC and BESCOM to decide how the SOP to decide. So once it decided by the AGM, majority of the owners saying that it can be individual, suppose, then the safety come into picture. So SOP has to be made by the BESCOM and CEIG. That's the instruction given by one of the notification by the KRC saying that you come out with an SOP to be given to the apartment community if they decided to go for an individual thing. BESCOM has come out with the SOP, but the CEIG, which is the safety part of it, they are yet to come. So this question still remain unanswered by the authorities, but definitely association point of view, we are not, as an association president or secretary or committee, we are not the technically competent authority to agree or not to agree, correct? We may have passed the resolution in the AGM saying that you have to give individual, but that individual connection from individual electrical meters from a panel room to a parking lot, there is no SOP built in by the CIG, which we are pursuing it. I think it is more than 1 year now. In fact, we have to work closely with CIG and come out with this SOP, then there will be a clarity. So at present, one thing is very clear. MOP says clearly, saying that if majority of your housing society people are agreeing for individual, please go for it. They are not talking about the load factor. See, load factor is other things which we have to consider, right? That BESCOM has to do or somebody else has to go. Even association has to consider, because you don't have a capacity to increase your transformer, then transformer has to be changed, correct? No. So that question, technical questions, still remained unanswered. But as a layman, suppose you want a connection, this is the process now, and one SOP is pending from CIG, which we are waiting.
Satish, would you also like to touch upon that LT6 thing, which has a subsidized or rather reduced power for,
Yeah. So one of the discussion we had with BESCOM is, we are telling them, saying that as a community, we cannot increase, suppose load has to be increased. Load has to be increased of our transformer, because you are additionally, we are going to give now this EV common area or individual. Suppose you require a 15 kilowatt additional. We don't have a capacity for the transformer. In such case, what you will do? So there's a reason they have clearly told, we are ready to give LT6, a separate connection from the street transformer to you as an apartment. Okay. So technically, it is possible. They are telling, okay, your capacity is not there for your transformer inside your premises. We are ready to give this LT6 up to some kilowatt from the external source directly to you with a subsidized tariff.
But what are the practical issues involved in giving it to the individual car parking slots?
Practically only safety. That's the reason CEIG is yet to come out with a SOP.
No, but even the cabling also will be an issue.
Yeah, cabling is the issue. That's what I'm telling you. Your safety point of view, what they are want to do it, they have to come. See, now, as an association, we cannot decide, no, you give from your meter. BESCOM will say you can give it. But then who will take care of the load of the transformer installed in your premises?
right.
So there's a safety issue. So CIG is the people who has to come up with the SOP, which is pending. I think more than 1 year it is pending.
Actually, the safety issue is much more serious than that, because about 3, 4, 5 years back, there was an incident in one of the apartment complexes in Banalaghatta Road. Unfortunately, one man and his child died, and his wife has taken the office bearers to the court, saying it is due to their negligence. Therefore, I don't know how the case was disposed of finally, but it is not just a safety, it is also a risk to the office bearers. So I don't think we should take any chance on that, actually.
No, I think that is the reason, exact reason. MOP has made it clear, saying that your majority of the owners has to decide, because MC will keep on changing 1 year, 2 year, but majority of the owner has to decide what type of connection required, and based on that to approach the BESCOM or anybody, how you want to give this connection to you, LT6, or you want to have a separate connection since load is not there, or how to be the cabling. See, they are clearly telling that class 1 contractor is enough to give connection. But now your drawing will change, right? Because initial drawings of what approved by the CIG will be different. Now, when you introduce a new cabling, thing will be different. So definitely CIG is the authority has to decide. So SOP we awaited. I think once that is come, I think we'll be clear how to handle this issue on safety as well as risk factors.
Satishji, can I come in? Srinivasan here.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Good evening, everybody. This is Srinivasan here. I've done exhaustive work on this EV charger. Basically, what is happening is that it is equivalent to your another house consumption. Actually, if you see, it's a parallel load equivalent to your house consumption. That means your network has to grow that much. What happens is already the network is frozen. Sanction is taken and then infrastructure is built for the your existing infrastructure. When you add up this load, it requires again one more set of installations, which also will call for approvals, sanctions, and also enhancement in the infrastructures. See what happens when we give to one residence, you have to also give provision for the another resident. There the clashes happens. So as of now, if the infrastructure is okay, it is sufficient, then we can go for an EV charger. But in time being, we should go for a community type of charger, which will help to mitigate the existing infrastructure insufficiency. And secondly, technically, see, this is going to be connected on the same network. Everybody is drawing from the same pool of network, and in electrical engineering, fault can be anywhere, but it will hit everywhere. Say any problem conducted in happened in your neighborhood, it will also affect you and your infrastructure. So this has to be told very clearly to all the residents so that they will also cooperate and understand what is the issues there. Many at apartments I see that they say I am paying, so I need to get a connection. This is what the argument they do with the MCs. But MC should clearly tell that it is not only one individual, it is collective of individuals. So this point has to be taken, put up in the right perspective, so everybody will understand and cooperate. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Right.
you are right, Srinivasan, most of the things. That's what the BAF point of view, we are promoting only the common area charging. That is, as per law, also new apartments should have only common charging. Okay. Or you should design individual charger for everybody. Okay, that is the new thing coming up. So we are talking about the old apartment, is existing infrastructure. If there is infrastructure is not enough, then no point we talking about no enhancing and giving to each individual parking. So that is very clear. But now BESCOM has come out with a solution saying that suppose see, mostly all the transformers or all the load are no on the peak is sanctioned, right? So suppose you have a 90 kilowatt sanction load, maybe it can go up to 100 kilowatt, the peak point of view. So that itself is not enough. Suppose you have more requirement, BESCOM on practical reasons says that I am ready to give you LT6 connection from outside your network separately so that this problem is solved. Okay, that is one solution they are thinking, yet not yet launched. Okay, that is one. Second thing is now economic point of view. Suppose you are want to draw from your individual apartment meter, in individual flat meter, you are going to pay 8 rupees or 9 rupees. But whereas you take a common pool of for the association separate connection LT6, it will be 5 rupees. So economically also benefit to take LT6 connection. So BESCOM is ready to give this LT6 connection separate line if you don't have a capacity. That's what they're thinking for a solution, which yet to be formalized or yet to be decided.
Yeah, one more factor is that, sir, see, the network keeps on growing. It is dynamic because each one of us keep on adding the equipment. We don't now see the electricity bill itself. There is one thing called your sanction load. People take it for granted that they are being given the power, so they can add as much as they can. This is what is going to hamper the network performance.
True, true.
Hello, can I come in?
Let us complete the question,
Yeah,
or
I
you want
think let
to
us.
add to that question, sir?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of points have been answered already. So I think we would proceed. And if there are any further questions, please feel free to put it into the chat box. We will come to them later. Yeah. So some common flavors were again that, okay, can association prevent or somebody to kind of run this? So I think it is very clear now that individual connections are allowed, but then they have to be properly approved as well as, safety precautions. So there's a lot of stuff to be taken care of, to ensure that these are compliant. So best is to kind of provide common area connections. So that is what it is. Right. Okay. So next point is on.
Just 1 minute. The basement parking, can EV parking be given, EV charging stations?
So at present, BESCOM, there is no condition like that, but we are waiting for the CEIG, sir, because the safety and other risk is the CEIG's point of view. So like the fire department says to CIG, saying that that is not allowed, because same thing, the case of STP, the fire. So there is a inter-department discussion is going on with the CIG and the other department to decide on this, sir. So at present, BESCOM says no problem. But definitely CIG will object this in going forward when they release the SOP. That's what I understand.
Because fire safety approval we got without this EV charging facility earlier. So
Yes.
now again, fire safety approval will be a problem for us.
No, that's what when we discussed with fire department this context of electrical safety, they clearly told us we are in discussion with CIG. This reason SOP is pending.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much.
Right. Okay. So I think we are done with this. All the points here. Right. Okay. So we will go to the next one. Arun. Yeah, so while we are on this point, I think this is a very, very important thing. Now, the president of BAF is also the advisor to KERC. This is a this thing we have brought it out through an advisory also. So this is a great, I think, development where our, communities, apartment residents, communities, concerns and points would be brought up directly to KERC, right? Otherwise, we didn't have a voice earlier, right to the top, at the top of KERC. So, Satish, would you speak a bit about this?
Yeah, it's a new development in this year. So this position is not for Satish Malya. It is for the BAF and the BAF. As a president, I'll be representing in that capacity. So it is for the 3-year term. So now 3-year term, whoever is the president of the BAF will represent it not for apartment alone. It is for the entire residential community, okay, across Karnataka. So I'm yet to attend the first meeting, which is coming up this month on 22nd. So if any of the grievance or anything is coming up, please do give me. So this is the first meeting. I'm not going to contribute much. I'm going to just listen to the BESCOM and MESCOM or Hubli team from the distribution companies, their issues and other things. Definitely looking forward for if the meeting is going to happen every 2 months or 3 months mostly. We can take up some issues with the KRC and proactively bring some changes. I'm looking for every one of you to give suggestion and other things. I think I also request Arun to form a link to keep on giving some suggestion as a parallel activity, not only for anything related to electricity, so that we can take up with KRC as an advisory role. So whether they'll take it up or not, that is different. At least proactively we can suggest these are the requirements for the community, residential community, not only apartments.
So
Great.
actually, the one main issue, sir, here I'm from Sriram Summit Electronicity. They have raised 3 back billing for LT2A, which is KERC is clearly mentioned about that L2TA can be used for STP and this clubhouse. But I
I
had
think,
three
Suraj,
sittings. Yeah.
Suraj, we have these in our, I think we have captured those points in our issues and concerns. We'll come to that so it's not particularly related to this, right? It's a question which
A
is also
question address.
captured.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So we
think
will come to those questions. If you
President
have
is
any new
meeting to
question,
the KRC, right? That's why I just we will.
no,
Yeah,
you
we
please
will.
put them in your chat box. I mean, take that up separately. This is not the session because we will come to all that, clarify all the questions, and then we can come back to any individual
Oh,
ones.
not in this slide. Okay. Yeah, fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and just before you continue, Partha, I think this is a momentous occasion where just this single thing to bring BAF into the advisory board of the Karnataka State Electricity Regulatory Commission is a very big recognition from BAF's perspective. The quality of inputs and the intervention and the guidance that BAF and BAF members through BAF have been giving has found value at various platforms and forums, and then that's where this recognition comes in, that we want you as part of the advisory panel. So a big round of applause to BAF members and to BAF as well. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you, Arun. I just want to add, because it was the interest of the community they displayed. The chairman Ravi Kumar, ex chief secretary, has told clearly, saying that giving a seat to a commercial body like FICCI, Karnataka Federation of this thing, or a BAF is better. They evaluated, and I think they taken BAF to the advisory board than a commercial body.
Wonderful.
All right, excellent. So then we go on to the rooftop solar related points. So I think these are some generic questions. People want to know more about rooftop solar and what is the ROI. So I think we did, a special Parihara session focused on rooftop solar. We could also give you the link. I mean, if you look at the BAF YouTube channel on BAF and look up the Parihara session on rooftop solar, it's pretty informative. There's a lot of information, very, very, very pertinent, relevant information shared already there. So please do look it up. We also had a member, apartment who had installed that recently in a pretty fairly large size also. So they also shared their experiences and the kind of interventions that they kind of brought in, which helped for a better installation. So please do look it up, right? And I think some questions are around what is the ROI, when is the break even. So a rough break even kind of thing, what we have seen is between 42 to 48 months for many. But then it all depends on how is your common area load, how large or small is your apartment size and spread, how is the load divided, is it more of daytime or is it some of, how is the kind of, what constitutes your larger, let's say, slices of the pie and stuff like that. So it becomes a bit, subjective. That's where I think whoever is doing your kind of study and coming up and proposing the systems would be able to kind of give you better calculations on the ROI and the payback period, right? So, but there is one question on electrical inspectors renewal. I think that's part whenever you switch on to and net metering, and before you get on to that.
Rajagopal in here, may I add something on rooftop solar?
Yes. So yeah, to give a reference, I think L&T South City has done a fairly large installation very recently. So Professor Rajagopal's experience would be very
we are
relevant.
currently implementing almost in the final stages. Next 10 or 15 days, we will be completing a 400 kilowatt rooftop solar project. 386 kilowatt is already installed and running. There has been some significant issues which we have faced and solutions which we have found. It might be of interest. One is the Prime Minister's subsidy scheme allows 18,000 rupees per kilowatt as a capital subsidy for rooftop solar per apartment community. Now, if I'm using it, my rate of return on investment per annum is anywhere between 30 to 35%, nothing less than that. And my experience tells me today, the moment you are synchronized with BESCOM, once you install, the process of getting the subsidy is only 2 to 5 days at the most. Therefore, your net investment is actually whatever is the price which is quoted for you minus the subsidy. In our case, the gross investment was 2.5 crores before GST, whereas net investment for us is only 1.6 crores. 90 lakh subsidy is in your hand before you have to pay your vendor completely. Therefore, your return is very high and payback period will not be more than 3 years. That is the experience. But the difficulty is really, Satish is aware of it. Difficulty is the ostrich in the sand attitude of banking system in extending the bank credit, which is supposed to be available at 7% for rooftop solar, into saying office bearers must give personal guarantees for the loan raised by the community, and so on and so forth. So we had been fighting about it. I have raised it right up to the Minister of State for MNRE, and I'm still fighting for it. So that if we get it, I will go up to 1,200 kilowatt in our complex alone, which will be 100% meeting all my common area. That's one. The second thing is, there is a clear loss of something like 4.5 rupees per unit if at the end of a billing cycle you are a net exporter to BESCOM grid. Therefore, when you are sizing your capacities for individual blocks, etc., please ensure that every single unit of electricity you are producing from solar, you use it internally. Not on a moment-to-moment basis, on a monthly billing cycle. What you are generating in during the daytime, you can export to the grid. But during the night time, you should draw enough so that at the end of it, net, you are not giving anything surplus to BESCOM grid, which changes to your ROI and payback period by almost half of what is otherwise. So that is a very significant impact. These are the two things which I wanted to share with you. If any of you are interested, you are welcome to come and visit our plant and see for yourself.
Thank you, Professor. I think it.
Yeah, I just
great
want to come
points.
in, Partha.
Yeah.
Okay, now two things I just want to clarify. I think Partha's told about 48 months, but now things have changed because some we have subsidy. So I agree with Professor. Our research also, BAF research says that it is 3 to 3.5 years you can get the ROI, whatever the configuration. On Indian panel, which is the requirement, DSR requirement for a subsidy. So subsidy 18,000 you are going to get it from the government. That too, initially when we started this project, I think people were telling that 3 months is taking, then it came to 1 month. And the MNRE joint secretary came, we had a meeting and they had called, BESCOM also called, BAF also, I attended one of the meeting in Vidhan Sabha somewhere. And we told clearly, see this, you are getting subsidy in 3 months time, is going to affect our ROI. Why don't you make a system clear so that like individual house and us will get it? I think that is sorted out. As Professor said, he himself got it in 3 days time subsidy. So it's a good sign. So, but still, as far as MNR is concerned, they commit now 15 days. Within 15 days, whatever the issues are there. So you have a good vendor who does a good documentation. There's a reason you would have got it in 2 days or 3 days time. But MNRE commits that they can give the money back in 15 days time, and that itself is a good sign. Okay, so that is one. Second thing, in our website in the solar, we have a ROI calculator, which I think nobody is looking into it. I think please look into it. Some more corrections required now, which we will do it, because one of the things recently happened is your GST has come down. See, the GST for installation, which is 30% of the project cost, was 18%, will come down to 5%. Similarly, 12% it was for the product, which will come down to 5%. So there is a definite advantage now after September 22. The price of the project or the cost of the project will come down by almost 7% or 5% at least.
5% is the estimate given.
Yeah, no, 5% is the thing. So now how it will be come to us?
No, what is happening, Satish? I checked with our vendor. 12% and 18%, it's 70-30 proportion.
Yes.
Okay. Effective GST rate under the old scheme is 13.8.
Yeah.
If your cost is 100, 13.8 is a GST as of now. Now,
Correct.
after the new GST has come, because the service component has not been touched at all, though what they have said is the 12% which is on the components, the product, will go down to 5%, but on the 30%, 12% will go up to 18%.
Okay.
So, in that sense, there is a compensating thing. Net impact, they are saying there will be a 5% reduction.
Okay, so 5% for a project is a big amount, no, sir?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Correct. So I
this is the
think
second
otherwise
thing.
looks even more
So,
attractive.
yeah. So GST is the second thing. First thing I told you about the ROI, and third thing, now it is very simple process. Correct now. The MNRI is listed the vendors also through whom only we can buy provided to get a subsidy. So we need not to bother about anything. No, so many people to evaluate vendor and other things, because there are reputed vendor available which is already listed as MNRI.
Correct. So that, I think
Yeah.
that answers one of the points where somebody had asked that, okay, is there any BAF recommended vendors? Is there any preferred vendors? So I think this is a very relevant thing that, okay, there are MNRE registered and approved vendors. So there is a long list, but I think it's good to kind of take inputs from other apartments, member apartments as well, as to their performance and stuff like that before going ahead, right? So
then out of that list, out of that list, if Bangalore specific vendors are there, that is the best first option. Because one thing is there is a process involved and there's a deposit given by this all these vendor to the MNRE. It's not a simple process. They have to keep some deposit there. And second thing, see, this is the one of the thing I want to add now, because 2018 onwards, we were pushing for this solar policy and we are implementing most of the apartment. But we realized in 2020, especially when I implemented in my apartment, saying that there is no standard SOP or SLA for the vendors to give service. So we insisted those days, and that is part of our in the website. We have mentioned what are the agreement with SLA. So norms were that every 15 days or every 1 month, he has to maintain, come and maintain and check vendor. That is part of SLA. I'm just happy to say that no, MNRE is also, we pushed it and they copied it saying that every 3 months, this vendor has to come and maintain it for next 5 years. So this is a good input I want to give you. If any contract or any new vendor you are signing up, this is one of the SLA now MNRE has imposed to the vendor who registered with them. And if you buy from them, you will get a subsidy. Plus, you will get every 3 months, they have to come and do the maintenance. Of course, you can do better thing with the vendors. Like in my case, 15 days, they'll come and check. And I think Professor Rajgopal has signed for 1 month. Every month, they have to come and check the system of cleaning and other things. So I think it's a good momentum for solar. And I suggest everybody should go and utilize this opportunity to convert, because their maintenance costs can come down. See, if you see our statistics or our research last 5 years shows that 40 to 48% of the cost of energy or cost of your maintenance is on energy. In that energy itself, STP, WTP, and some bore wells and everything is there. It will be a huge amount of thing can be saved on electricity if you go for a solar. So I recommend those who are 100 flats and above, I think should go for it. And to address the Professor Rajgopal's one more issue of financing, I think financing also will be cracking. In fact, in between somebody called me saying that no, this your suggestion is under consideration at MNRE. But how it will be done, we don't know. We are pushing for 5% solar interest. Means if you want to fund this project through a bank, they should provide us 5% interest. So if you see overall, maybe coming days, 5% interest to get a loan, 18,000 per kilowatt subsidy, everything put together, I think below 3 years, I think we can recover this cost of investment. I think everybody should go for it. That is my recommendation.
Yeah, BAF advisory, Satish, based on our experience, I would like to suggest that there is at least one remaining risk. GST is clarified now. There is one risk of exchange rate. Okay. Especially in the last 1 year, the way the exchange rate has sort of fluctuated, not only deteriorated, fluctuated. The vendors tend to pass on that buck onto the associations. So we insisted, look, your quote is as in rupees and it is frozen in rupees. All the risk of duty, import duty changes, etc., is on you. So just to give an example, when we gave the order, finally, the exchange rate was hovering between 82 to 84 rupees. Nowadays, it is 88 rupees. Now, if that risk were to be borne by us, it would have been a very, very adverse impact. So apartment associations must ensure that they are not bearing any risk of import duties, tariffs, or exchange rate risks. That's a very important caution which you have to take, irrespective of the vendor you choose. So it can be a very useful advisory from BAF because they are not recommending any particular vendor. And second thing is, under the MNRE, if you are going under PM Surya Ghar Yojana subsidy, then it is mandatory. Every vendor has to provide free CAMC service for 5 years from the date of installation. Therefore, our first 5 years CAMC cost is zero. It is already built as part of the price. So that is a very important facility, because before the break-even period, payback period, the entire period is covered by his service. So that is a very welcome relief.
I have one question.
Professor, can I ask a question on that?
Yeah.
If it is, because see, now the question is, all this subsidy is available only for an Indian product. So how is the fluctuation will come into the picture?
So that comes in for inverters, for the chargers.
Inverters, even the modules, the basic cells are being imported from outside. So there are only domestic content requirement covers only certain percentage of the cost, not the entire thing.
It's basically assembly happening in India.
Oh, okay.
So
Fine,
the
fine.
panels are made in India, but the modules still come in from imports.
I have
Okay.
That's how
one
it is.
query on the subsidy. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes.
The subsidy, is it based on the total kilowatts or the per flat, or how exactly it works?
No. Per kilowatt. Per kilowatt you install 18,000 rupees you are given subsidy.
Okay, thank you.
Right. And I think one more question was more on, okay, we may not have enough rooftops, so how do we do it? Is panels allowed elsewhere? So I think there has been some positive change on that. I think now the latest regulation says that even if you're if you do not have enough rooftop space and you put in something in your, let's say, surface parking area or something, some other place, they also qualify for under the same
Yeah.
subsidy.
Any open area which you want to use within your premises, it's allowed.
Exactly. So that's a new addition, new modification. It should be good for everybody, actually.
Sir,
But
one more thing
is
which we are proposed and it is approved is peer-to-peer solar. Okay, it means now in my apartment I require, suppose you take 100. I'm just telling example point of view. I have only 100 flats. My requirement is only 75 kilowatt, and I have a space because it's a 4-floor building. I have a space to do it 150 kilowatt. So my requirement is over. I can also install extra solar and give to the neighboring apartments. So this policy is through in KRC, and only thing that platform they have to build in. Example, so they call it peer-to-peer policy, and this will come, definitely this will come, because what happened for us in a bigger or a taller buildings or a high-rise building, the space on the top is very less compared to what they required for a solar capacity for a sanction load. So this can be used for a solar investment in other apartment or other side, and go to the grid, and from there you can buy. So I think BESCOM is building, based on this policy, BESCOM is building a platform where you can sell and you can buy the solar energy. So that will be a cheaper than your BESCOM power. So that is going to happen. Maybe it will take 6 months or 1 year, I don't know. But that is policies through now with the KRC. Is MOP suggested or MNR is suggested. Now it is implemented in Karnataka. KRC has already notified. Now BESCOM has to bring out this to build a software platform, how it can exchange can happen of this energy.
In case
is it
the
for
rooftops,
meter?
can I ask a question, please?
Yes.
In case the rooftops don't have a contiguous clear space, okay, on the various blocks, is it advisable to put on your lift room or any overhead tank?
I think that assessment is done. I mean, I've been through those kind of assessments where the prospective vendors do that. So they actually look at the cost benefit ratio. So how much would you get out of that, and how much would be the additional cost of putting it up? Is it really worthwhile? So I think they are the best, depending on your specific application, they would be the best people to kind of guide you on that.
Yeah.
Certain places might be, if there is a certain may not be as well.
Yeah, actually, what happens is some of the overhead water tanks, they're almost very close to the edge of the terraces. So we felt some maintenance issues, safety issues
Correct.
also can creep in.
Absolutely. No, I think that's a valid concern. So that's a call, I guess, to be taken by the association. Yeah. So yeah, very
No,
valid.
water tanks in general, I would not recommend, because in South City also we had this issue. Because when you are having periodic cleaning of the overhead tanks,
Exactly.
it creates a risk.
Yeah.
And second is lift machine room on top, there is not much of a problem. Only that in high-rise buildings, the combined height above the lift machine room plus the module height, etc., cannot exceed your air traffic height regulations.
NOC heights, NOC given during the
That it has to be below the air traffic lights.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir.
And
Thank you.
similarly,
Is it
that's a
one more?
shade point of view. Yeah, the overhead tanks can create a shade in some time. So entire your solar time, like from morning 7 o'clock to evening, you may not get that solar this thing there. So it is depend on the specific location. I think as
Right.
Prartha told, I think you have to go back to your vendor and seek his suggestion.
But is there
And they'll
any
give you a
restriction?
full mapping of it actually.
Uh, is there any restriction saying that from BESCOM saying that 150 kilowatt is the allowed solar installation?
No, 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 no.
No,
No,
no.
per meter it
Because
is there.
there was a
Per
one
No,
meter
no.
guideline.
In a meter, 1 meter you can put up to 150 as of now.
Oh, only 1 meter is 150.
Per
Yeah,
meter.
I mean,
It was only 50 in 2018 and till 2023, 24, sorry, last
Okay.
year, and we made it to 150. I think 150 is enough because 1 meter, one block,
yeah,
maximum
one block
150 kilowatts only
that's
will
more
come.
than enough. At least in our experience, we found it is all right. It is not a constraint now
Okay.
anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
True.
Thank you.
Okay, excellent. So I think we have covered the points related to solar.
I have one more thing that people were asking about the lift top and all. No, there are few residents who are extending their balconies, and the panels are floating around the air, and they are using the. We have given the notices, but is it allowed? I know
What is
that
it?
security the people who are residents are extending their balcony, floating the panels outside towards outside, and getting this solar. Okay, individually for that individual flats. We have given the notices, but they are not bothering. It is a security issue, also life threatening also. From that front, I can take action, but still, from solar perspective and from the CIG confirmation and approvals, it is allowed that individually that can extend over the balconies and all.
The entire Prime Minister's subsidy scheme is restricted to common area consumption only.
Correct. So I think
Sir, one
talking about an
practical issue,
individual thing. Yeah.
one practical issue has come up, and they brought to our notice by the BESCOM. Okay, now what happened? Now this Prime Minister subsidy scheme, auto PPA, no, what do you call that? Deemed PPA is there up to 10 kilowatt. Okay, so what has happened is in apartment community in Bangalore, some of the individual flats start applying for the scheme. Since it is a auto approval of PPA, PPA also getting signed. Later, when installation come into picture, only BESCOM comes to know there is a not possible or not allowed, because the terrace is not owned by individual, it is a collective area, correct? So this issue is there practically, and through some software I think we are planning to identify this issue. That was brought down to BAF also, saying that no, what to do in the sense, individuals are applying up to 10 kilowatt, it is now deemed approval and PPA is automatically generated. BESCOM is not knowing also, not need of visiting also. So I think some work in progress on this to tackle this issue. But as per law, the terrace is owned by it's a common area, and individual cannot put it there. The question arises where penthouses, because penthouses, some area, the top of the penthouse is owned by them. There, I think solar can be installed, not on the terrace or not on the balcony.
What about extending the balcony by a few feet, going outside your
That is
elevation
that
plan?
is in any case is illegal.
You are
Extending
violating the
balcony is
BBMP
illegal.
norms, right?
Very
So
clear.
yeah, so those would not be valid. So okay, great. So we'll go to the next.
Sir, one more thing, just want to see what we are told also in the discussion. See, there are new panels coming up which we can be installed vertically, not in a 30-degree slant and all. Okay. So I think going forward is like the technology will take over. Maybe going for another 3 years down the line, no, maybe each individual balcony also will be allowed with a vertical, what do you call?
So
Why
vertical is
balcony?
allowed.
Even
Panel.
your windows. Even your
Vertical is
windows.
allowed.
No, they're working on it. This no issues, right? They're working on this
Like
policy.
in US, in the consumer market, they have already started selling even through Amazon those ones which you can hang from the balcony railings and stuff like that. But then, yeah, there would be a lot of safety concerns and other things which would be, I'm sure, would be associated. But then we are going beyond the community thing there now. So we would rather move on now to the next slide. Arun, if you could. Yeah, so we have brought up the issues and concerns which are listed out by various apartment societies. One is how to check for electricity theft or leakage in the building. I think theft, leakage, when you mean leakage from, perspective of theft. So that's something that you will need to check from. I mean, are you talking about the common area, or is this is this lady here, Nishita? Are you here? If you could kind of clarify your question, I think she's
Yeah,
here.
I'm there. I'm there.
Yeah.
You can hear me?
Yes, please go on.
Yeah, it is basically related to common areas, is what I'm asking. Because there was an issue in an apartment wherein somebody had tried to pull out a connection through the common area wiring.
Oh,
So
okay.
in such scenario, how do we, like, whom do we complain? Because is it only BESCOM or is it any other authority?
No, if somebody is tapping electricity from your distribution lines, internal distribution lines,
Yeah.
you are well within your right to snap it.
Okay.
I mean, subject to safety, of course. I mean, you have to do a safe termination, but you are well within your rights to control how energy is tapped from your down the meter, below your meter by anybody.
Actually, there's a department called vigilance in any discoms. Once the complaint is raised, and they will come, and the person who has done the theft is arrested immediately. It's a non-bailable arrest.
This is not vigilance issue, sir. This is below your meter.
Correct. I think that is not valid here. So this is
This is
within
below your meter.
common
After
area
that,
meter. Correct.
electricity supply is passed through on somebody's common meter, common area meter. Somebody is tapping is an internal redistribution. So vigilance will not come there.
No,
It is
sir.
your
I have done
No,
this process.
sir, my request, kindly, please don't cross talk. Let the moderator take care of responding, please.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Srinivasan. So, yeah, I think this answers your question, right, ma'am?
Yeah,
So-
and one more question was raised in an apartment, like one of the houses, apartments. They have complained that they are getting very high electricity bills, and they have a doubt that, I don't know whether the meter has been passing through a common area line or something like that. So we were basically not able to understand how do we help the gentleman out. So can we raise it to BESCOM alone, the issue?
No,
like
I
how
think
to,
the meter, if it is in the resident's name, definitely the resident can raise a complaint with BESCOM, right? And
Yeah,
they
right.
can
Okay.
check it out. So yeah, that would be the best way to do it. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Partha, can it also be raised with the police?
No, this is not a question of theft, right? This is a question, I mean, rather whether the billing is right or not, right?
This
is relating to billing in terms of like whether it's passing through a common area, because he has a doubt that certain areas are his apartment is mapped through a common area, a portion of the common area, not the entire common area, a portion of the common area.
So one best thing to easy to check from our side is just to switch off or turn off everything from house, and whether still meter running. That is the first way of checking.
Okay.
So that's one way, and I mean there are now devices even which you can put in your distribution board inside the house as well, and check what is your consumption, instantaneous consumption, as well as totalized over a period of month and so on. So those kind of devices are also possible for the individual to kind of check, right?
Okay.
So great, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
There is a point on when it rains, the transformer fuse gets burnt, and this is either because of low voltage or no power. I'm not very sure how transformer fuse would get burnt because of that. And the response time is too long during that period, more than 10 hours, how to address fast. So I think best is to kind of approach the local BESCOM office, right? I think if you are here, Mr. Chandramanu. Yeah, you're here, right? So I think the best thing to do would be to kind of approach the local BESCOM office to see what can be done to kind of, it cannot be 10 hours, obviously, it's too long, right? To have no power.
Keep a close interaction with the linemen.
So next is question.
Partha, I just want to add it.
Sure,
Last 2 years, I think our website is having all the contact numbers and mobile numbers of AWE of your entire Bangalore city. AWE, executive engineer and superintendent engineer. This level, we have mapped it, and BESCOM was gracious enough to give the contact numbers of all these people, and which we have collected and listed in our website. So if you know your area, you want to escalate, all the people are available. The sense there's a AWE, there's a EE, then there is a superintending engineer. Okay, so this data is information contact list is available in our BAF website.
True, I think it becomes very.
Satish, I want to go. Every apartment should have the local JEA's numbers. They should have every year updates numbers because BWCSB, BESCOM, all these are service people who are in your substations. So these numbers should be available there.
Correct. I think the MC
manager should
members
coordinate.
have to do that to make sure that, I mean, not only BESCOM, all the agencies involved, I mean, those numbers should be kind of readily available.
Facility manager should have it.
Yeah.
No, problem is, so they keep changing. See, now GBA comes, new managers comes. And best thing is to keep the 3-4 digits number like 1912 and other names. So they also have these details.
If your facility manager has it, the facility manager is not part of MC, right? So, I mean, it should be part of his this thing that he should have the updated contacts of all the agencies.
Exactly, you can go to the office.
I think we are talking different. See, the one thing is very clear as far as BESCOM is concerned. They are given their BESCOM official number only. So AWE changes and new AWE comes, the mobile number never changes.
Agreed.
That is the one of the reason they have shared the contact with us, because we had the same doubt to them, saying that we should update it every time. So that executive engineer is promoted to superintending engineer, the executive number remains same in that location. Okay, so mobile number is not going to change it. So mobile number is available in the BAF website, and maybe you can download it and keep it with you. But that is the same situation for BWSSB also. So we are able to get now BWSSB, BESCOM, and traffic police. These three contacts of police and BESCOM and water is available in the BAF website. And see, tomorrow, if you start using the app, it is easy to locate it also, these numbers.
True. Right.
On a related subject, can I mention one thing, Partha and Satish?
Sure.
See, we spoke about the 10-hour outage and so on and so forth, and the fact that, we need to report these issues. We also need to internally maintain a log of, when there are power outages, when there are leakages, and the fact that whether it was promptly escalated by the internal team, whether it is facility manager or whoever, to the electricity authority, and what was the turnaround time. These are best tracked locally, and we should approach the BESCOM office, and if required, escalate if some of the turnarounds and some of the frequency are not palatable to us. We need to bring it up to their attention and make sure that we get attention and action. If it is an individual apartment, they should go. But if it is a locality issue, then again, between BAF member apartments at the respective cluster, they can come together and go and approach it as a collective. And BAF would like to support that. BAF would welcome that. And you can reach out to your respective cluster leadership for locality level issues. Back to you, Partha.
I think, yeah, you're right. So I think but if you escalate, the first thing they are going to ask is whether you have taken to talk to the local, authorities. So it will be good to kind of work upwards, right, from the locality.
One of the example I can tell you, I don't know, I don't remember when is it. Last year, there is an outrage in Madhepura, and it was regular and everything, and it was brought to notice of us, and we were rushing to the BESCOM, and the DGM who was responsible immediately over phone, con call, connected to the local Madhepura, the local operations guy, and sort it out within half an hour. So we have a good relationship with BESCOM. Only thing we require data, as Arun said, how many days it is happening, every day it is happening, what timing and everything. So in this Madhepura case, there was a regular feature saying that particular day, every day, particular hours it is going without any notification. See, like somebody told in the first half, saying that we should get an SMS when it is outrage will happen. But it was not there, and we are able to sort out our phone. So what I'm suggesting is, like Arun suggested, please note down. See, anyway, you have to note down this data, because once power outrage is there, your DG is going to work. So your facility management has to capture this, because when it is there, so that okay, how much DG you are going to use it, right? So it is interlinked. I think this data you should capture, and most of the apartments should have this data. And based on that, I think we can do some analysis and approach saying that to the BESCOM, saying that this they have to improve. Hello.
Partha, back to you. Partha?
Yeah, sorry, I was on mute. So Deepak had a question on what is the checklist to check for common and individual apartment meters. I'm not very sure what do you mean by checklist, because these are meters which are owned by BESCOM, right? So Deepak, are you there? If you could
Yeah,
unmute
Partha,
yourself.
what I meant was many a times what happens is for individual meters, there's like recorded MT that gets higher than the sanctioned load, right? In our case, I'll give example. Suddenly it went to 18. The sanctioned load was 5, but it went to 18. When we inquired with the BESCOM, they said there was a mistake in the billing. But when I was checking with the experts, they were saying there might be a chance of short circuit or something like that happening. So that was for the individual meter. If there is anything that we could kind of specify what is the right process or what should we do in such cases. Similar for the common panel meters, right? We have like power factor that we have to check annually, something like that for the meters. And then another one is same for the sanction load. I think this is something I've shared with the wider audience also. When the builders they get the sanctioned load, they are putting a very high sanction load, which is costing to the residents every month in terms of the BESCOM meter bill. But if we do the audit, we need, let's say in our case, we have 50 kilowatts. We are enough with even 15 or 20 kilowatts. That will reduce the rate or the bill charges, right? So if we have anything on this that we can find
I
out and
think, yeah,
circulate that.
great points. I think one thing which commonly gets missed out during this kind of comparison are things like, the fire pumps and stuff. Because see, they don't work normally, but when they do consume a lot of energy. And that's when you look at your max demand, that considers those fire pumps working as well, which people tend to miss out when they kind of see that why is my such a large gap between what I'm actually consuming over month versus my sanctioned load.
I think this was the question for individual house, no? So that is the problem.
I think we talked about common area meters, right? So
Satish, it was for both actually, for
Okay,
individual as well
I'll
as for
just come
common.
in. I'll just come in. What I understood, Deepak, you can correct me. You talked about individual meter as well as common meters, right? Common meter, you talk about the load. Sanction load is much higher when builder hand over to you. See, you do independent study and arrive at what is that required for you for a peak, and if it is not required, you surrender it. I think BESCOM will do it. I don't think they'll object to anything.
Satish, I've been following up with the BESCOM for almost 1 month, and under the table they're asking quite a big amount to get the sanctioned load reduced.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Please document it. When you applied, what it is applied is a matter of just we can sort it out. And I don't think there is any issue there is a local issue again. See, you don't have a good relationship with the local fellow, you're going to do it. But you have done the documentation, you applied it. And see, before applying, going and asking how much money you'll take, definitely he's going to charge you. And he's going to tell you also, since you don't know anything. So let us ask for some lakhs. You apply, no? What is the thing? You tell that this is the thing, and you apply. An application is online, and surrender it. And if they are not taken any action, we can go to escalation, and we can go to the BESCOM head office also. Okay, so that is one
Sure,
solution.
Satish.
But
Let me
most of the
share that.
case, I don't think for reduction any issue is there. Of course, they are going to inspect and come and check whether you are talking rightly. They also have a data saying that what is the consumption you doing last several years or months or whatever it is. So there's a fair assessment. Okay, so I don't think it is, and definitely you have to do a energy audit. Okay, it's not that you are going to decide. No, you require a qualified chartered engineer to do this audit and say that is this much enough. So that is the best way of doing it. That with that report, you can say that I want to reduce it. That is one option. Second option, I think Partha talked about the extra load required for your fire safety thing. And it's a big subject. I think Professor Rajagopal is here. I think he has gone to the court also on this. But what are the suggestion given by the BESCOM for a practical reason? is on in I think December 2023, I think almost 2 years now, is that for any fire incident or hazards or whatever it is, you have to switch off the electricity, right? So what they are telling is, why don't you reduce that load, surrender that load, but you introduce a separate DG for this fire equipments. So that is a practical solution at the senior most level in BESCOM. Director Technical has given in writing to BAF. If we can implement it, it's well and good. Otherwise, this problem exists of extra load, unutilized load. We are paying fixed charges every month in the bill. So this is the solution what they are given. So common area
Satish,
covered. The individual.
may I come in? Satish,
Yes,
Raja
sir.
here. May I come in?
Yes.
This particular issue is a football being played. Okay. We got the same response initially 3 years back. And we said the fire regulations require your fire pumps to be connected to the grid. So BESCOM saying that you put a dedicated DG for fire pump is okay as far as BESCOM is concerned. But the fire fellows are saying it is required to connect to the grid. That is where the problem comes.
Right.
Either you violate fire law, fire regulations, or violate BESCOM. That's what is happening.
So DG is always a standby, sir. You cannot keep your pumping system on a DG. On particular day, battery is not working, the pumps will not start at all.
No, I understand, Gautam. I am only saying this is the issue. That it's very easy for BESCOM to say, you don't connect anything to my system, I will not charge you. That is not saying much.
BESCOM is just a service provider.
I know, but the point is, this is an issue because this has become a big problem primarily because of the last 5 years. The fixed charges has become the primary mode for increasing the tariff.
Yes, Professor, we discussed this last week, very detailed.
Yeah.
Okay, so coming back to there is an issue as Professor mentioned. We have to take a call from BAF. We are also working with fire department. We are also working energy, but we are not able to bridge this gap. I think we'll constantly try to achieve this to bridge this gap. But fire department, as you said, this is a problem. They don't know much of the electrical regulation. They are just
One line, can I come in?
So we'll work on this, sir. I think
One
that is the
line.
only solution we have. But in writing, BESCOM has given saying that they don't mind reducing the load and you convert this to a DG thing. So that's what from BESCOM side. Okay.
Satish, can I come in?
Not required, Gautam. We don't need to go deep into this right now.
1 minute. So let me complete that. So this part is common area is over. The individual what you talked, Deepak, is that load instead of 6 kilowatt is going 18 kilowatt. I don't know how it is, leakage or X or Y, Z, that you have to find out from your own system. But there is a restriction, right? For individual 3-bedroom, I think BESCOM is giving some 4 kilowatt or something like that, and for the 3-bedroom, something like that. So there is a norm there. They have given for a 3-bedroom how much should be the maximum load, sanction load, correct? And it will be there in your bill. So if as a MC you have to find out what is the thing is given, you can just collect the individual meter of individual flat bills are coming to MC only first, right? Then you are going to distribute to the individual flats. You can check up what is the sanction load in each bills. It will be available there.
Yeah, thanks, Satish. That helps.
Recording in progress.
Okay, any next question, Pratha, or we'll go to the chat box?
Yeah, so Suraj's question, one was that BESCOM back billing is not closed even after multiple sittings. I'm not sure what you mean by back billing. You mean previous billings? BESCOM is insisting the commercial connection and energy meter for STP connected.
Yes, back billing they have initiated. Now we are almost 5 years old apartment society. Now, not now, 1.5 year before they have initiated this thing. That STP is in LT2A, two STPs are there, and we have another one in Clubhouse. Clubhouse we have a supermarket which is only for the internal residence, okay, and it is inside, nowhere visibility from outside. It is half kilometer from the main gate itself. No one can see that. It's particularly only for 100% for our internal use only. So the clubhouse has we call Wing 4 has this problem. They are not allowing us to convert into Sriram Summit Apartment Society Owners Association name, and the Wing 14 which has STP, that also not allowing us, and Wing 18. So these three energy meters, when we when we applied for all energy meters, we have 21 energy meters. They rejected three and said that you have a back bill issue. That we know that first you pay that. It's about 51 lakhs for three energy meters. Okay, and these two are only for STP, and we have a KHRC ruling which is clearly mentioned for the STP LT2A, and for these all the amenities in the clubhouse. If it is meant for only residents, and if it is only for our purpose, we are using that the benefit, then it can be LT2A. No need to go to domestic. Okay, and in stray incidents, like someone comes from guest or someone, they have if they buy, that is a very odd, or we can say a rare incident. Clearly mentioned that, and these people have in
You make your
our city.
question a little crisp, Suraj. I think.
Yeah, they are saying that they are saying that our lineman has come and bought one chocolate and you gave. It is meant to
I
be
think
only
we are going
internal.
all over the place, Suraj. I think make your question crisp and short, please. What is your
So
question?
my question here is, I have raised it in the last meeting also when we had annual meeting. BAF, we didn't get any help from BAF side. Other than that, we have got only the senior
What is your
executive engineer.
question, Suraj?
My question is how BAF can help to close this matter, back billing 51 lakhs, which is not at all. They are not responding. Okay, the BESCOM is not responding, and the AE is not responding to us when we convince them. This is all only meant for our internal use.
Understood,
Yeah.
Suraj, understood. It is a common practice, and most of the. I just want 2-3 answers from you. Is it your HT connection or only LT connection?
LT2A, currently LT2A.
No, LT2A they changed to LT1 and all now. That is different. But now you just go back and check now your position. The bill what it shows is what a common area. This is all for common area, right?
Common area, correct.
Okay. See, now there are two things which is now confusing for the AWE also, which we are taken up with the KERC. See, the HT connection is clearly mentioned in the recent notification, KERC.
Ganesh, if you could mute yourself, please. I think it is interfering with. Ganesh, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there, sir. Sorry.
Yeah, can you please mute yourself? Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, please go on, sir.
Suraj, for the benefit of everybody, HT connection, I think they have amended this rule recently, maybe about 3-4 months back. It has come publicly also, HT connection. Previously, it was 25% of the load, total load can be used for commercial within the premises of your apartment community. Okay, from 25% they are reduced to 10%. Okay, we were quoting all the time 25% is not issue, but now they brought it to 10%. But when it comes to LT connection, is a tricky. They specified some utility like ATM or no, I think saloon or laundry and other thing. Unfortunately, supermarket is not there. Okay, so it's a tricky issue. We'll take it up as a policy level, but at present for you to come out of it, let us take all your documentation. Please write to us BAF, and we will whatever way we can take it up in with your consent and your participation at HO level, corporate office of the BESCOM, we'll try to solve it. Okay, that only I can assure you now, because it's a tricky issue, because BESCOM say you check up with KRC. KRC has put a rule about 3 months back for HT, saying that instead of 25% before, now they made it 10%. So 10% also okay for us, but only for HT they mentioned. So LT, nobody clarified till now. So anyway, you please do all documentation and please write to us. Then we'll take it up one-to-one.
Okay. Thank you, sir. I will write to you.
Similar. I just want to tell that only. Similar cases, one-to-one, we are taken up with the director technical, and we have solved it once in some apartment in Hennur Road or somewhere. So I think they have to see the logic, because local AWE may not be familiar with the policy, and I think keep on changing. So I think we should take it up with the HO corporate office. I think it can be resolved, I think.
Sure, sir. I will share all those things with you. Yeah, and we can work together. That this is a serious matter internally for us.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Suraj.
And Suraj, please make it a point to share the prior communication you had with BAF, because you mentioned you raised it with BAF. Please share that previous conversation also.
Sure, I will do that. I will do that.
Partha, please go ahead.
Yeah, so we'll go to the next point. Required point of escalation. I think that's already addressed, I think. So somebody was saying it is not, we are not able to see. It's there on the BAF portal. If you log in, you have to log in with your ID, apartment ID, then you would be able to see that. Then there is a question from Ganesh of Shobha Tulip. Frequent fluctuations because of BESCOM power actions to be taken from us, changeover issues from BESCOM from one source to other source. So yeah, bring it up with your local this thing, and if there is still a challenge, I think it can be escalated at a higher level, right? So I think through your cluster leadership, so that can be done.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have one small question, sir. So this is what happens when the power outrage, as some last week or 15 days before, continuity is seated there, shutting down the power to check the source of one source of the power. So we have two sources of power given by BESCOM, where when they want to check without informing us, they'll come and check it from outside, and they'll dig it up, and they'll always check, check from their instruments very frequently. So that is affecting our home appliances for our residents. So it has been brought to their notice. They said, okay, we'll inform, but it's not happening.
So right, I think you need to kind of go up the ladder a bit within the local BESCOM, organization itself, and then it can be also taken up at the cluster level.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So we have a question from Pashmina Waterfront, BESCOM meter transfer on hold. So I don't know if the gentleman from Pashmina Waterfront is here, Mr. Subramaniam. So is there any,
Yeah, it's you can call me Mani. There are two parts to it. Okay. First part is second backup line essential for a apartment? It can be yes or no.
Second backup line.
Let's say we have a line running from ITA gate to our Pashmina association from the substation. And we have been frequently asked to set up the second backup line because it's a radial network. And that is costing us about anywhere between 2 to 5 crores. Builder has run away about 5 years ago.
See, can I come in?
Yeah, please.
See, if you go to the BESCOM NOC,
If you go to the BESCOM NOC.
So Mani, are you logged in on two devices?
Yeah. The other device, there was an audio problem. Both are my name only.
There is a interference actually.
So that's muted, completely muted.
Right. Okay.
So your NOC,
no, still it is echoing.
you switch it off, no? Please switch
How
off
about now?
Switch off one device.
Yeah, I logged out of one device.
Hello? Yeah, now you can see. If you have the NOC from the builder, BESCOM NOC.
From the builder, BESCOM
No, sir, it is still echoing.
No, sir, it is still echoing.
Mute it, no? You can mute it.
Mute as well as I think the speaker as well, because that is also getting.
Hello?
I am on mute.
Yeah, Gautam.
Yeah, see, the NOC issued by BESCOM always says for this type of big, large community, there will be 2 dedicated lines. Now, the builder has supposed to get it. You have to go through those documents and see what is there. Because if it is in the scope of builder has to do it, he must have collected money from you also. So you'll have to take it up with the builder to do it.
Got it. And yeah, that's a documentation part. And is that really needed with the infrastructure that being available?
Yes, see, because any failure, Again, it is a normal practice where every building is given 2 powers from one different substations. Because when maintenance is there long time, you get another power. So you'll have to look at the documents which are given during the NOC stage of the building that clearly mentions 2 sources of power, which so those 2 should be available. Builder has not taken it. That's a question mark.
Not only builder has taken it, they are supposed to give together only. I don't know why they are not given that.
That's what.
So I think it's a individual issue, but just go the documentation, sir, and then we can come back again, discuss.
Right.
Maybe
And the
you can
second
write
part
to us.
was on meter transfer. So is there, I mean, I hope you have an OC and all that, right?
Yes, sir. Yes. Frequently, I'm going to mute so that there's no echoing. Yes,
Because
we
there
have
were
OC.
some challenges on the OC and all that, I believe, in your society.
The builder has to give NOC.
Builder has to give NOC. That is the issue.
No, builder NOC, if he's not giving, we can give a affidavit. That is a practice for BWSSB also and BESCOM also. If your builder is not able to give any NOC and is very old apartment or 5 years, you can give an affidavit saying that builder I'm not able to give it, and I think they'll change and give you, because you have basically document to show from BWSSB that you are paying property tax and everything. So I don't think there will be an issue.
I have a small query whether the builder has cleared all his temporary construction power bills and all. So if there is an outstanding one, that creates a problem.
Yeah, that's right. This is a specific case, so we have to go through it.
Right, sir.
Right.
So,
we will
do you
move
suggest
on.
me to connect 101 later?
Yeah. Normal practice, they can give you without NOC also. You have to give an affidavit.
Thank you. Over to you.
Right. So we'll go to the, so I think we are done with most of the points. Is there anything else? Arun?
We'll go to the chat box and
Yeah.
quickly, I think it is almost 1.5
Yeah,
hours.
we are already. So we'll go to the chat box.
Energy efficiency, Partha.
Yeah, I mean, there is only one point mentioned by Dr. Prasad, energy management. So not very sure what he meant by that. Dr. Prasad? Or is it that you want to know more about this subject or how to implement it? Not very sure, not very clear. So he's not here today. So we'll go on to the next, I think.
Partha?
Yeah.
Policy matters, anything?
Anything, Satish, you want to add? You've already spoken, I think, a lot of stuff when on the specific topic. Anything beyond whatever we have already covered on policy matters?
No, I think somebody was talking about STP watt connection. Okay. So this was clarified. I think some of you, I think Arun was there with me when we met Environment Ministry. In fact, he called in front of us to BESCOM MD saying that what is this happening? Saying that you are one side STP is there to to safeguard the environment aspect of it, recycling of the water and everything. And other side, you are charging you commercial rate for this. So I think this policy is not there now. I think if you have a LT connection for a common area, the same connection LT2 can be given to your SCP. If it's not there, please come back to us. I think we can pursue it.
Satish.
And they are agreed. They are agreed saying that it need not be a commercial connection for that is BESCOM point of view.
Satish, may I come in?
Yes.
When South City had this issue way back in 2018, we fought it, and KERC specifically gave it in a tariff order, if I remember correctly, tariff order 19, that STP will be considered as LT2A connection only, or now LTT1, domestic rates only.
Correct.
Thanks a lot, sir.
KERC
This
tariff
will
order
apply.
also is there.
Yeah, this will apply
Sir,
to Sri Ram.
this is the problem created by the builder when they take the connection. That way it has happened. Now we can change it. That's what I mean to say. BESCOM is open to change it, and it was clarified in front of telecall, the environment minister and the BESCOM MD in presence of us saying that no, this should not be followed. Whatever changes to be brought in, please bring in. I think BESCOM is agreed that time saying that whatever common area connection, whether it's LT2, HT, whatever is that connection valid, not the commercial rate. But one more thing, sir. One more thing, sir. The BWSSP STP is a commercial one. That is clear.
Means whenever we sell this recycled water outside, then it becomes commercial, right? That is what you said.
No, that's what we are discussing. Let us come to that when it has nobody start selling. So let us wait for that. That tricky issue. So definitely it will come up one day. At present, you can make it non-commercial.
Okay. So looking at the questions, I think most of the stuff we have already addressed and picked up. There's one, I think, from Desmond. Is there any difference between EV charging slow and fast? Given to understand EV slow charging is the same as an AC charge. So obviously, EV slow charging is a lower kilowatt hour, lower kilowatt rated charging, but takes longer, and hence your common area, chargers would be occupied, would be able to serve less number of vehicles, in a day. So that's a call to be taken between investment and how many vehicles you want to charge in a day. So that's what it is like. Then what else we have? Just going through the points.
Arun or somebody can read that chat box so that it's easy for somebody.
Shall I read it?
Yeah.
Individual parking allowed in underground, we address that. We do not have sufficient space on rooftop. Is there any way we can have rooftop on with minimal space? Any other option? We briefly discussed that the policy doesn't allow, for example,
No,
on
it
the
doesn't.
walls and windows,
No, it
walls
does
and
not.
windows.
Walls vertical, it doesn't talk about that, but it now allows even other spaces like on the, at a surface level as well,
Correct,
including
yeah.
visitor car park or, any other area.
Podiums on top of the swimming pool, all that is allowed now.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
And peer-to-peer is going to come. Peer-to-peer is going to come.
BESCOM has a budget for O&M for transformers, so they have to do okay. We should ask for rebate from BESCOM if we maintain ourselves. Rebate for bill based on transformer capacity. Pradeep Pai, can we create a SOP?
I think somebody has
kindly
a problem
mute.
with Vivo 12017. Can you please mute yourself?
Yeah, okay. Pradeep Pai is there. Can we create an SOP which BESCOM can modify? Can you elaborate on that? Was it on the transformer maintenance, Pradeep? Okay.
Yes. I meant that. Yes, that's what I mean, you can create one and give it to them and say, hey, this is what we think is of value. They can modify it suitably and say, yeah, because we are waiting for them to do it.
No, they are not
We are waiting. We
capacitated.
have never waited. SOP
They're
is
not
there.
capacitated. They're not capacitated, is what Satish had mentioned earlier. Complete it, Satish, what you are saying.
No. What I mean to say, I don't know what SOP you are talking. Always when BAF work, that we work together only. So SOP from BESCOM is work together. Some of the conditions we were not agreeing to them. Finally, you have to agree because it took long time. I think I think Kiran was here in that meeting. So SOP is there for EV. You are talking about EV, right?
No. Transformer maintenance.
Okay, transformer. Okay. So coming back to transformer, there is a SOP guidelines are there. See, ultimately they have to agree for that, right? Because they have to maintain it. SOP, they have to maintain it. We have to maintain it. All this is available, but it is not notified. That's what I mean to say. They're not notified because of maybe their own challenges. We don't know.
Okay, electrical inspectorate insists on yearly maintenance and check it during their inspection. Otherwise, they will make an observation. Okay.
Some points are just, I think, not questions actually.
Dealers ask for a letter approving for providing connection which Sanjeeva. Dealers ask for a letter approving for providing connection which has to be issued by the association. What is that, please? Sanjeeva?
Sanjeeva, if you could mute yourself, unmute yourself rather.
Okay, Satish, when you say new apartments for EV, it's considered from which year he's asking? Basically, common versus individual, I think Siddharth was asked.
I think 2018, I think they put a benchmark saying that any OC they received on that day should provide a common area if it is 250 kilowatt and above. So it means that your transformer capacity 250 kilowatt and above, you require a common facility for charging.
What are the best practices to control weed and creepers other than jelly stones and transformer electrical area? Partha, possible to answer? Smaran, are you there?
I mean, this stones is what is normally put to kind of prevent growth of this thing. The other thing is you can have your landscaping guy keep it clean. I mean, that's all. I mean, I don't think you can put in anything else which could actually, you can't pour any chemicals which could actually cause a fire or spark something. So that is a definite no-no, right? Just have to keep it clean other than putting stones.
Okay. Did you cover about
That
difference
I
between
think I just want to add, it's called ballast, no? Ballast. That stones, I think there is in the circular somewhere it is there. You have to put that stone in the transformer yard.
Correct. So he had asked that what else can be done to prevent,
So only that only, they call it ballast or something like the railway track they'll put it
ballast.
and transformer yard they'll put it.
Correct.
Just like railway lines.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, bigger chips. Yep.
Difference between EV charging slow and fast.
Okay.
Did you answer?
Yeah, done.
Okay.
Okay.
How the installation cost of common EV charging can be distributed?
I think there are various means to it. Some people are, some are actually monetizing the, the tariff with those meters itself, which are there in individual charging stations, and then charge so that the cost of putting it up is built in as an OPEX model. So most of the people are doing it through an OPEX model rather than charging all across to the, residents. They are actually building it as an OPEX model so that it is billed back to the people who are using it. In the tariff itself, it is built in. Okay. Next
Okay.
point.
If again, there's a question of if pipes are running all over the terrace, where can we install rooftop panels? You'll have to talk to your vendor to see what options can be made, Hari, because
Arun,
they have
somebody
experience.
can talk to me. We have done that in South City. We can tell them.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Broadly, if you can mention one or two lines, it will be
Yeah,
useful.
it's a raised structure. There are raised structures available, no problem.
Yeah.
Can you share your phone number, sir, to me personally, if it is
I have
possible?
a message in the group.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Lift licensing, we're not going to cover here. Call out any exchange duties or... Neeraj, are you there? So we need to call out any changes in this.
Mr. Professor had mentioned about some fluctuations in exchange duties and regulatory changes might have a cost impact.
Exchange rates and tariffs. Basically, when you enter into a contract with your vendor, there will be a paragraph on who will bear the consequences if exchange rate changes.
Okay.
Or what if government of India suddenly imposes an import tariff on solar cells to protect our domestic industry? Who will bear the cost? So we said anything to do with local taxes like GST, etc., we will bear it. But anything regarding exchange rate, import duties, etc., it is totally on the vendor.
Okay, so can I get a sample few lines of the contract that you had for such a scenario? Because we are in the middle of such thing.
I will look it up. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we've covered pretty much everything, Partha.
Yeah, true. So I think even another question was coming on the capex for common space EV. So it's basically done mostly on a OPEX model and built into the tariff that is charged per unit to the people who are charging their vehicles. So yeah, that's the
I
common
would
practice.
just want to come in what we discussed about now almost 2 hours. What is coming out clearly is two things. One is that fire equipment load still is not answered by anybody, whether it's a KRC or BESCOM or fire department. I think we should take it up. Let me check how we can take it forward. That is one. Second thing is uh, that load and surrendering and enhancements always a issue, which I think some of them doesn't know how to do it. Maybe we have to make a advisory or whatever it is how to do it. I think that will problem solve because it's a big expenses we are bearing. No, the load is more what than required. Builder has done it that way. So you want to surrender that load. What is the process? I think we should make a document. These are the two things I just want to assure everybody, saying that we will come out with clear guidelines how to do it. Anything else is there? We can add more.
I
Mr.
just want
Satish
to
ji,
know. I just want
can
to
I
know
come
one.
in?
Yeah.
Uh, hello. Hello. Hello.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
See, this is for everybody's benefit, which I'm going to tell. We had a typical bill from BESCOM for our common area usage. They have attached one of the residents' bill to our bill, stating that it is RW's responsibility to get its residents to pay the bill promptly. We objected on that. We said, no, it is your responsibility to take the payment from your subscribers, not from the RW. But they told we are already accounted and we cannot roll back. Finally, we informed all the pros and cons, and we also referred KRC. Then they obliged, and then they have taken our bill. This is happening with a few other apartments also. So the RW has to make very clear that the individual responsibility of paying the bill is BESCOM's responsibility, not the RW's responsibility.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that
Right.
is the way it
Okay.
is. And
I think
BESCOM
that is a
disconnects
practice everywhere. I don't know from where it has come, saying that we have to collect as association. See,
Yeah,
now
see,
when
if you
somebody is
find
not
if
paying,
Sir, 1 second, Satish. There will be or there could be issues, like this. Please promptly take it up at the local office and, quickly escalate it upwards to make sure that, you're not suffering consequences of all these errors and omissions and commissions. That's our input.
There is
Okay,
also
with that,
Arun,
okay,
let me
sir,
come
sir.
in.
Hmm.
Hello.
Let me complete it because it's a practical issue. That's what I want to bring in. See, the practice always is that if somebody is not paying individual thing, they will disconnect. They will come out to the association, and remove the fuse to disconnect the connection. That is a practice. Okay, because the individual are giving security deposit and keep on increasing every year to year. So it is their responsibility to remove the power connection if they are not paid. But there are instances where the individual meter is still in the builder's name. So now issue is technically these people are utilizing that loophole to approach association to collect this money. That is one scenario. Second scenario, similarly, if some of the outstanding is huge, even they are telling I'll disconnect common area power connection because some of the cases even common area connection is still in the name of builder. So this is the issue real. If anybody is there in your apartment, it is not changed to your own name or a common area to association name, these problems can come up because BESCOM has to collect this money, so they'll find a way to collect this type of thing. So to be safe, please change the common area to association name. Please change individual, if it is a builder's name, change it to your name. Giving the document from what is available from sale deed and whatever required. Okay. So this is the issue which we have to solve.
Yeah, there is one more issue. See, one of the residents wanted to enhance his sanction load. Since most of his neighbors did not pay the ASD, BESCOM did not allow his sanction load, enhancement of sanction load. They said, "You all of you collective together and pay the ASD, then we'll enhance your load."
I think this is specific to your specific apartment. We don't see that in many other places. So I think you need
So
to.
when I'm highlighting this, it is applying everywhere, sir.
Not really, sir. We don't see that in other places.
Okay, sir, we have to wrap up this conversation. We've spent over 2 hours. Thank you all for,
Just one quick one.
patient.
Just one quick one. Is there any empaneled
Sir, we spoke about it during the
sir.
we spoke about it during the conversation.
I missed that.
MNRE website has the list of vendors. Sanjeeva.
MNRE. Which one is this?
I have also responded to your chat.
Ministry of New and Renewable Energy.
Ministry of Renewable Energy. Okay, right.
New and Renewable Energy. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Satish, for responding so patiently to all each and every query, and just going beyond just the queries, also to bring up the context of each of those queries and addressing them. Thank you so much, Partha. With your insight, this conversation, the value of this conversation was much greater, much deeper, Partha. And it was lovely having all of you, dear members and member representatives. Hope, you have a better electricity situation going forward, whether it is rooftop implementation or EV or, any of the outages, fluctuations, etc. And we at BAF look forward to our president representing us at the KERC advisory board also to take up some of the issues. One of the things of my personal interest is to make sure that Bangalore is a 24/7 power supply situation at all points in time to make it truly be called a world-class city. Thank you so much, all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.